Hey there, everybody. Mazarok here, and today is the So You Want to Tank Gambit. This is the last one in the current series that I had to do. Sorry it took so long. I've had this recorded for a little while now. I did this run on stream. I have gotten food poisoning, so I regret every decision I've ever made in my life that has brought me to the point of buying Jif peanut butter. It has just been not fun at all. But yeah, so please like, comment, subscribe. May 31st, 9.2.5 comes out. I would love to hit 2K by then. That would be absolutely fantastic. And there is a Twitch link down below, as well as a community Discord link down below. So let me explain my process here. So here I do 2 pulls. This is not my best run, I'll tell you right off the bat. I double pull these, and we just kind of blow them up. Here you can get this is what I like. There's nothing really to worry about. There's a couple of kickable casts that you want to kind of watch out for, but it's really nothing terrible. Just kind of something to watch out for. I'll grab these shore runners, but at the same time I will grab so as I just wait for the shore runners to pad in, and then once things are kind of dying, I think this is Sanguine Week if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Sanguine Grievous. Not a lot of things in here. You'd be surprised. Like, so people see the size of the packs and they're like, oh man, these Sanguine. Really, it's only the elite mobs that drop Sanguine, and shore runners aren't elite mobs. So you don't have to worry about that. Also, like when you're looking at bolstering and things like that, shore runners aren't elite mobs, so you're fine. So here I just pull to the nines. These scale binders are the ones that you really want to watch out for. Those are the ones that need to be CC'd. No ifs, ands, or buts. You can't kick them, but their invigorating fish stick cast needs to get stunned. This is where you want to have some sort of rotation going on and things like that. So here I am planning on rolling in him at some point, if I'm not mistaken. But here you see me hard focusing the scale binder. I've got Hodge ready on my paladin. And boom, done. Easy peasy. That's all you really need to do. Nothing complicated. As they run away, try and kind of maybe some DPS them down. If it's a certain week or they're pulling... or they're near to pulling another pack, don't have it, like, literally call out, if you can, no one attack them. Because when they're running away, these don't pull anything unless they're being attacked. If they're actively being attacked, if they have a dot on them or something like that, that's when they'll pull. But if they're just running away on their own, they won't pull and you'll be fine. So that's something to watch out for there. But there's kind of a lot of room for a lot of kind of range stuff to happen. So here I will pull the Goliath. Boom, and I will pull this scale binder pack here. There's nothing dangerous in here aside from the scale binders, because you really want to, like I said, you want to CC that invigorating fish stick cast, because what it does is it heals all of the Murlocs nearby. Fun fact, the Goliath is not affected by the invigorating fish stick. So if you find yourself in a position where you've pulled too much, too many things got out of hand, that is the title stomp where you saw all of our health drop from 100 to like 50. That gets to 2 stack. You really want to watch out for that. In this pull, the Goliath is the priority, with scale binder being the CC prio. But this, boom. That title stomp is brutal. When he gets to 2 stacks of that, it is really going to hurt. It doesn't stack up past 2, but it really does hurt in higher keys. So if you want, maybe you could find another Murloc pack or 2 to kind of make up for the Goliath if you don't want to. That's something that you can do. Your choice. So here I'll go here. This is one of my few singular pulls. I'll do the scale binder and then just go in as well. I really don't focus on kicking too much here. It's just hard focus in, because that invigorating fish stick cast can just make your pulls last so much longer and kill so much more time while you're going through the dungeon. But that's it. Really, the Murloc counts are not that bad. I also do want to say, while I have a minute, I'm really sorry for not having streamed the last couple of days. I've been dealing with food poisoning, like I had said, so I haven't been on Twitch as much as I want to, but do follow that up. I will be on in the next coming days. I'm starting to feel better. It's just been unpleasant. So what I'll do here is this is the last pack I want to pull before going into the boss. So I'll do this scale binder here. Pull it in, and there's going to be shore runners that are going to come in. I'm trying to actually save my Divine Toll for when they come in. I see them coming in. Boom. I'll hit them with my Avenger's Shield, pull them in, Divine Toll, and do big boom, big threat. Not a problem. boom. And then you see the pink VDH go up to about 30k there. That's kind of the goal. There's nothing really to worry about over here that they can really run into. They can go into the deeper waters, which can be not fun. Fun fact, if you go into deep waters deep enough, you will get one shot by a shark. So watch out for that. That's always fun. But that's kind of easy. The minimum amount, if you're going to skip, and I highly do suggest that you do, is actually 53%. And with this here, this is an easy 53%, but there are different ways that you can get it. The reason why I go for the Goliath here is because we're going to get woe on this next pack here. I do call it out in the chat because I think there's not many friends, or maybe one person. I don't know. My debuffs are blocking them. I really got to put them on the side over there. I can't remember if my buddy Redolin was with us. I think he was, yeah. But no, this is a fun Gambit run. We pulled it off. And I stress, very important, because if you plan on pulling this pack and then skipping, regular Invispot Shrouds will not make it all of the way. This is a little bit of a dangerous pull, though, where there's 2 scale binders. So this is where things can kind of start getting out of hand pretty bad, is if you really let those Invigorating Fish Sticks casts get off. And there you saw one get off here. I was a little bit slow. Actually, I think I hodged one, but the other one went off. So when an Invigorating Fish Stick goes off, you absolutely want to just mow it down, because it does provide big healing for all of these Murlocs, which can be very tough to break through. If there's 2 going off, there's like no amount of damage in the world that isn't MDI, item level 281, mythic, whatever, that you're going to burn through. Like, it's a lot. So you really need to make sure that you burn through those down. You see the health just kind of go up and up and up and up. Now, fun fact about the Invigorating Fish Sticks is they can be outranged. So if they go down, you can pull back to where you started and outrange them. That is something that you can do. So something to keep in mind. But this is where, like I said, if you just don't have the people focusing down the scale binders on that one, and there are so many ways to do it. Any CC will work, it just can't be kicked. But then we will skip this because we have more than enough percent after that. These guys here, these Stormforge Guardians, they do provide a lot of count, but man, they truck and they take forever to kill if you're a melee heavy team. It's just how it works. So I'll stick away from melee heavy teams on that one. If I'm planning on pulling them, because they do a big circle on the ground, which is just not fun. Here, the guy said, the pug said he'll do it, and I said, no, I got it. I wanted to show it off for you guys. Usually, I don't care whoever does it, but I mean, it's funny because some people are like, I've got the weak aura. I'm like, dude, I'm faster than the weak aura. Like, there's no need for it. But Hilbrande will do a frontal like that. You just sidestep it. Try and aim it out of the way. Now, you can tank him in one of the side corners there. That'll be easy. He does put out 2 ads that need to be kicked or CC. When he does the empowered defense, he puts a big damage reduction on Hilbrande. I don't know how you pronounce it. That's just what I'm doing. Like right here, he's putting that big damage reduction on, and that isn't fun. So here, what I'll do is I have the weak aura here. I actually just put it out in chat. Yellow, blue, purple, red. That is top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Simple. And by the time the weak aura activates is only when the last one pops up for you to be able to kind of press everything in, or the add-on or whatever. Saying it in chat is just way quicker. It works with all pugs. I've been doing it like that since the start of the season, and it's worked fine. One of the things you gotta watch out for is the little gold path. He puts it on a healer and or a DPS, depends. Healer can get it as well. Healer can get it as well, but it's usually a DPS. Just gotta watch out for that. That frontal, don't aim it at people if you can. Pretty simple there. The empowered defense, I'll stun it right off the bat because I don't want that DR coming. But one of the things that I have learned since filming this is you can actually go into like this corner here, and if you've ever gotten to the point where you're at like 5% and he rushes to do another console, he only becomes immune when he hits the center. So that run here, you can buy yourself a few more percentage of damage to take out, to work it off. But this is a good time to save Divine Toll, things like that. See that empowered defense cast. He puts a big DR. Both of them are going on at the same time. It's really not fun. So try to cycle through your stuff. So here, like, yeah, we're going to get another cycle. 5%. Had I tanked him in the far corner there, that would have been a lot better, but that is what it is. And then here you'll see me just red, yellow, blue, purple, done. Like, quite literally, it's faster than I can press and announce on the mouse just by typing. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit better than that. But for me, anyway, some people might prefer the add-on. That's up to you guys. But it requires everybody to have the add-on or the right add-on or the right weak aura. Not everybody does. But everybody has say chat. Everybody has party chat. Plain and simple. It works. Then you get the little boring RP. Then we go over to... we go over to Boralus. Our captain is a dragon! So these burly deckhands here... Now, I'm going to pull them all. It is 15. It's a 16 tyrannical week, I think it is. Or no, it is fortified. But really, it's just a 16, and I'm not really too worried about it. But the burly deckhands do these Haymaker cast, which truck. Once you get up to higher keys, or you're kind of worried about your defensibility, they will absolutely truck. They also do a cast that's called Super Sazon. That's it. I'm saying Sazon. I'm French Canadian. Super Sazon. I don't know what it could be for. So that is something you want to watch out for. My Paladin is crazy geared for a 16 where I can double pull this, but you might not always want to double pull this depending on your week, depending on the affixes. Especially bolstering going on this week is not something you want to be bolstering these burly deckhands if they're not all dying at the same time, because the Haymaker cast really do truck. As you can see here, 14.3 K damage taken. You know, if I did not trust my healer and I did not trust myself and know that I could do it, I would have absolutely worried a little bit more. Then here what I'll do, because the RP is kind of happening, you can send someone forth this to do the RP if you want to grab this relic pack last. But I really am not too worried about it. So what I do is I just run to the left, grab and then I'll do the packs one by one. The Hourglass Tide Sages have a couple kicks with the Brackish Bolts or the Tide Burst. Yeah, Tidal Burst. What that is, the Tidal Burst, that is the little water circle on the ground. I mean, as long as you have your DPS sidestep it really doesn't need to be kicked. Because if it doesn't get to go off while anyone's in it, it doesn't matter. So it's actually them doing nothing for a little while, which is nice. The Brackish Bolt, that's definitely something you want to kick. And the burly deckhands and the Corsair officers do those casts, the Haymakers and stuff like that. And you really want to watch out for that because it can hurt. They can hurt. But aside from that, these really aren't bad. You can double pull these if you're feeling confident in yourself and your group. It's just something to watch out for. That Super Sazon cast there, that's going off there, that's going off there. I should have hodged it. I didn't. It gives them a big buff. It's not fun. It's really not fun. It can be purged off, but is what it is. Really, not too bad at all. In higher keys, though, like in a 15, 16, it won't be too bad. But, like, I was doing a 20 Gambit or 22 Gambit the other night, and I didn't double pull the first pull that I did. And they were like, oh man, you could have totally done it. And literally those 3 mobs were trucking me for like 22k damage per second taken. And they're like, okay, yeah, maybe that was not a terrible idea to not, to not pull them all together. I'm like, I told you, man, these guys truck. Unless you guys are rotating CCs and like, actual stuff for me to worry about, like that I can just not get hit by Haymakers constantly. That would be fantastic. But if you're not, I'm just gonna kind of chill and just separate the pulls and make life easier for me. Time Reaver Captain. Now this is one that a lot of people, it's difficult to tank, and I don't think I tank this my best either. What I'll do is I'll actually go into this corner and pull the Timecap into the corner here. Lost control of the roll relic here. But what I'll do is I'll save some sort of movement ability, or I'll turn it around quickly. But the moment she does her breath, I'll flip her around, and you can easily, from this angle, get, boom, all 4 done, not a problem. And you can just stick her in that corner and buy yourself a lot of time. Because this is one of those fights where the least amount of movement on Timecap is the best thing that you can do. If you get hit by the breath, it's a stun backwards, and then she'll hit you again for a further stun backwards and send you out to Narnia. What I try to do is I try to tank her in a diagonal line from that corner all the way back down. If you can have anybody help CC Frost Nova's really good here. I'm trying to keep the dragon in place as much as I can to try and hit these Corsairs. But anytime that you can see like have CC entangle, like mass entangle is fantastic here, by the way. Really solid all around. Death and Decay slows, Frost Nova slows, any sort of movement based ability that you can get it here as well. I'm trying, like I said, I'm just trying to take this in a straight line so that way I don't have to flipper around too much. But this is a tank fight. This is one of the very few actual tank fights. And as you can see there as well, let's go back just 10 seconds here. The Corsair does have a point where the breath doesn't affect her. And that is... So that is right around her neck area because the breath comes out of the out of her mouth. So that is something that you're going to want to watch out for. Just because you think they're in the triangle does not necessarily mean they're going to get hit by the breath. Here I did try to announce in comms that I'm going to be flipping her around. I was just a little bit too slow. I didn't have pony. People died. Like I said, this was not my cleanest run at all. I do have better examples of this, but we're using what we got, right? So here I'm just going to aim it, boom, kill a bunch. You can only kill 4 at a time. So if you're not getting more than, if you're worried about getting like 8 or whatever at once, it will only kill 4 at a time. But this is a brutal fight that in my key runs in our 20s, we save lust for this. On both Fortified and Tyrannical and higher end keys, we save lust for this boss because she's just unfriggin' pleasant. Try to keep all of your melee to one side as well. Try and keep them closer to the cliff. Up here, then, we're going to skip the Starseer because we can, and the Starseers are a little bit annoying. This one here, these packs can be deceiving. Just because there's 3 of them does not mean they're dangerous. There's a lot of casts that go off that are kickable. Mainly, the Unstable Rift is really unpleasant. You want to kick the Unstable Rift wherever you can, and then the Reinvigorate cast. The Reinvigorate cast will give them like a 50% haste buff. It is spell stealable, although I don't think you'd want to do it. But it also heals them up big time and just kills a lot of time. And that's kind of the theme of Gambit, is there's a lot of things that if you just mismanage can kill a lot of time, and you can save a lot of time by properly kicking and properly, see, invigorate, boom, boom. I stunned, unfortunately, to kick the Invigorate cast. That's my bad. Luckily with these accomplices is they like to teleport out, so they don't stay in Sanguine too long. So not too bad. This next pack is kind of dangerous as well. It's the same thing. Unstable Rifts, Invigorates, they do get out of line fairly quickly. So you really want to kind of be on top of those, not having everyone double, triple kick the same stuff. And the Hyperlight Bolts can be pretty bad. Now, you do see here as well the Devoted Accomplice. They do an Energy Slash. This can be dispelled off of you, but what happens is with that Energy Slash is you start taking more damage from Energy Slashes. So the longer this pull goes on without dispels, the worse, the more damage you're going to start taking. But really, it's not too bad. It's the Unstable Rift is the big thing. When you're wondering what happens when you're like, your whole party's at 100% health and then all of a sudden you're at 40, that's because an Unstable Rift got off. And that's really what you want to watch out for there, because they are not the pleasant. But aside from that, not too bad. What I will do next is I do the Adorned Starseers, and then I'll do the Relic pack, just because I like having a relic right before the boss and then getting another relic so people can get big CDs back, or if you want to do Vi and then there's a lot of different things that you can do. Here, the Drifting Star is a frontal that really hurts. Don't stand in front of it. The Starseer will then do a Wandering Pulsar cast. The Wandering Pulsar, as you see, I'm pulling back the Starseer to somewhere where we have a lot of room, so that way the Wandering Pulsar doesn't go into another mob where, we need to... The Pulsar itself won't pull, but you attacking it will. So that's something you want to watch out for here. So here what I'll do is, see, I run in, and then I'll pull back, but then everybody kind of just ran in and not let me really position myself properly. The Pulsar has to be your #1 priority when that comes up. That thing deals a lot of AoE damage, and it deals more damage over time. Stay out of the frontal. They just have a lot of health. Really, those are the 2 mechanics. They're simple mechanics, but they can really truck if you're not paying attention to them, but really not that bad at all. And then the next pack here with the relics, this is just another kick the invigorates, kick the unstable rifts, and then easy peasy CC where you can. But have someone, you know, purge off those energy slash debuff off you and things like that. It's really not terrible. And even at that, I've had a few of those, and they're not so bad where you can't handle, like, it's not like having one or two of them on you is gonna like really hurt, but you really don't want to have a lot of them. Like, that's kind of when you start getting the 2 or 3 or whatever, and you're starting to feel a little squishy on a fort week. That's kind of when you want to have them taken off you. So then lastly, we're gonna talk about Soleahs. There's a few different ways to tank Soleahs. So here, if you want, now this requires coordination. There's a way for you to do it all yourself as the tank, or there's a way for you and your group to work together. You can pull Soleah and bring her in behind this little wheelbarrow, cart, whatever. And what will happen is the ads that spawn will actually spawn right there with her, so you don't have to worry about anything. You can just literally hold them in place and you are good to go. Or you can tank her in the middle and deal with the collapsing star mechanic yourself. If you want, I'm in a pug. I do believe, yeah, I opted for just dealing with things myself. Don't worry, I got it. Because I don't like relying on pugs to get things done, because you end up with a lot of stacks. So here I save my Divine Toll. Boom, we get these Cartel Assassins. The thing with these assassins is they will teleport away and start a cast called Shuriken Blitz. You absolutely want to make sure that those get kicked, because they are not fun to deal with at all. This here is the collapsing star mechanic that comes out. Here we have a debuff. It lasts for 2 or 3 seconds, I do believe. I think it's 3 seconds. It deals a bunch of damage. And this stacks. So there's 4 stacks that you can get through this collapsing star. The goal is to kind of spread them apart and not have them all at once, so your healer doesn't hate the ever-living bejesus out of you. So here, boom, we got another one. Someone went in and took care of it. And then I'll go once the other stack is done. We have the herb buff there, so it was a lot easier healing. What a lot of people will do as well, and I will sometimes opt for this depending on how things are going, is I'll just let the last stack, because you're going to get them either way. You can ignore the mechanic and get all of them at once, or you can just let it peter off and just deal the damage, but the last one isn't really bad at all. So a lot of people will opt just to do it 3 times and then let the last one go off. At 40% health, Soleah will then become kind of like damage immune. She'll put out these little motes here that you've seen with Lehuvum. Everybody wants to line up. So as you see here, I'm lining up kind of just behind this circle. Actually, we got like a perfect pentagram here too, which is really, really funny. I'll line up right behind here. And then when the Hyperlight Jolt goes off, it needs to go through every circle. Now, this used to be if you died, then this is a great point. This is where you lust and you start burning. She does energy fragmentation. We'll talk about it. But if you die, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to get all 5. Getting whichever ones you did will absolutely work out. So then here, this is where you have to absolutely watch your feet. DPS will get 1 clocked by this for some of them, and sometimes they might have a little bit of health left. But that's where you really want to watch your feet. When the collapsing star comes up, I will use the collapsing star movement to find myself free of these ground puddles and stay out of them. But really, we're kind of pumping here. Our DPS is really good. And then I'll do the collapsing star mechanic again. Then she will do energy fragmentation in another 5 seconds. This is where things can go wrong, is this energy fragmentation. So she will choose one of the motes, and then in a clockwise manner, pretty much every time it's clockwise, these things will come out and spread. So kind of the further you away from them you are, the better. But at the same time, you can find, and I had screwed it up there admittedly, but you can find a path that you can kind of just walk around, and just literally walk and be fine. But it's not always the easiest because the motes are always in different places, but you just want to burn her down. And that is how you tank Gambit. It can get out of hand, but really just kind of watch yourself. It's all about trying to find the things that you can do to cut time out. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. This is the last one in the So You Want to Tank series. I can't remember, did I even get anything good here? But oh no, I did not. So thank you very much for watching. Do you have anything to add to this as well? Anything I might have missed? Any tips or tricks for this? I'm trying to keep it simple that everybody can do it. every tank has their own little thing that they can do and help out here, but I'm trying to make this so like, hey, you don't have to be a blood DK for this, or hey, you don't have to be a paladin for this. It's just kind of, this is the general way I tank it. This is the simplest route that I have that allows for all the DPS to kind of work together and have an easy time of it with very little reliance on RNG or skill play, because I don't like relying on things like that when I'm pugging. I just try and, you know, have an easy time with it and keep things as simplistic as possible. When you start getting into the, you know, the higher key range, then I'm like, all right, cool. Then we got to start doing some funny stuff, but this is a very simple way to do it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying 9.2 as much as I am. 9.2.5 is right around the corner, and I am crazy pumped for it. Couple of days, and as well, that 2K mark, we are so close to 2K subs on YouTube. That is my next big goal. If we could hit that by 9.2.5, I would be absolutely ecstatic. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time. Happy tanking, and are you excited for cross-faction play? I know I am.